but you'll never be as scared as the first time you see it. So the circumstances matter. It matters that you see it in a theater or you're cheating yourself.
You told me something very interesting about how you described your evolution and transition as a filmmaker, using 3 of your movies in 3 stages of life. Cabin Fever is like your childhood, and then Hostel is your adolescence. And this new movie, Thanksgiving, is like your adulthood. And I was thinking, if you did the trailer of Thanksgiving, the fake trailer, 16 years ago, and now you're doing the movie and finally releasing it, that means that you had to work with the Eli Roth from the adolescence and the adulthood to make this happen. What can you tell me about that?
There's always that part of you, that inner child, that inner adolescent, that inner adult. You're a mix of all of these things. I think that the difference is the Thanksgiving, the trailer was silly. It was just absurd. And the point was that it worked in the context of Grindhouse. That was like a love letter to those sleazy drive-in movies. And this should feel like one of those. But it's also of its time, and if you take it out of that context, does it work? It's supposed to be a fake movie from 1980. So taking those ideas, they're not always going to work in 2023. And sometimes trying to be shocking for the sake of being shocking, that's the adolescent side. And thinking, okay, is there another way to do it? Maybe there's a better way. Okay, that worked really well, I love that, I want to keep it. But this one, all right, maybe that's too much now, or that worked in the context of Grindhouse. How can we do another version that's something that people aren't expecting at all, that's going to be scary and shocking and completely different? The thing is, Viernes Negro has a theme, and it's the theme of greed run amok. You know, it's this perversion of this holiday that has been completely ruined by the Black Friday sales and people trampling over each other and killing each other for a television. So when we made, the Grindhouse trailer, it was just fun. It was like eating dessert. But if you're going to make a movie for 90 minutes, you certainly make a horror movie that has some weight to it. You've got to have it be about something. So the crack was, okay, what do we want to say with this movie? Because all horror movies are a morality tale. And I always say when you watch a movie the first time, the blood stains your eyes. Like it's all you can see is the blood. But then you watch it again and again and again and again, and all the themes and subtext come through.
One motivational quote that I wanted to read for you that you said during a podcast. It's hard to be scary. Imagine it's like a perfume. Every time you open it, it loses a little bit of potency. Every time you watch a horror movie again, the ride is never scary the second time. The circumstances under you watch the movie the first time matter. And after you said this, you made me think about what's the future for the horror genre. When you think about how many horror movies we have, but not so many scary movies, and those are 2 different things. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's up to the filmmakers and it's up to the fans. If the filmmakers aren't delivering, then the fans aren't going to come. But the great thing about the genre is that they're always going to find a way to reinvent itself. Someone will make Skinamarink for $15,000 and go, have you heard of this movie? This is really creepy. And people go see it in a cinema without knowing who's in it. They don't care about the production quality. They just heard it's scary. So as long as you can make scary and it's really scary, you can have paranormal activity. People will go see it. But the horror movie itself, I always see these things where they go back and they let's look at the 10 best movies of 2000. And they go, well, I rewatched The Ring. It wasn't very scary. It's not scary. We were wrong. And no, you weren't wrong. You just are used to it. You can't go through the haunted house and go, that was so scary. You got to go through, because the second time you're going to go, oh, it's not as scary as I thought. And that's okay. But you'll never be as scared as the first time you see it. So the circumstances matter. It matters that you see it in a theater or you're cheating yourself. You can't watch it on your phone or an iPad or even on your TV at home. You can, but it's not going to be the same as seeing it in a theater with an audience. That's going to be one of those great experiences you'll remember for the rest of your life. And that's what I want to give people, that great date night, that night with their friends, that night where they took their kid to their first horror movie, whatever that is, they say this is something they'll remember for the rest of their lives. That's what I want to give them.
Wow, and you're giving that to us. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you, Diana.
Eli.